Some really big news about GLP-1 medications is hitting the mainstream American media today, and we need to talk about it. But before we talk about it, make sure that you're following the channel. Make sure you like the stream so that people get this information. We got to combat the disinformation that comes out about these medications so that we can make sure that people are getting the treatments that they need. That said, what's the news? Okay, so today, basically all over the internet, you're hearing stories about the EMA raising a safety signal on GLP-1s, specifically semaglutide. That seems to be the one in the news, but it's not the only one. It's GLP-1 medications in general, ones that you see from Eli Lilly, like tirzepatide, dulaglutide, obviously the semaglutide from Novo Nordisk. So what does this mean? I mean, they've raised a safety signal, and what even is the EMA? Well, the EMA is the European Medicines Association, and it's basically the EU's watchdog over medicine, and they want to make sure that they're monitoring medications post-market to see if they're well tolerated with people, or see and measure if there are adverse effects from taking certain medications. So basically, they've raised this signal on thyroid cancer in humans, which is a warning. It is a warning on tirzepatide and semaglutide. Why is it a warning? Well, it isn't a warning because the clinical trials of these medications has shown people to develop thyroid cancer. It's because in the phase 1 trials, it's been shown that lab rats can have an increased risk of developing thyroid cancer. These clinical trials have yet to show this in humans, but this doesn't mean that there's been no study and no link between GLP-1 use and an increased risk for thyroid cancer in humans. There indeed have been some studies that have come out and have shown that there may be an increased risk for some people, especially type 2 diabetics, in developing thyroid cancer with the use of GLP-1 medications. So what does this mean? Like, what do we do with this information? Well, you do with this information what you do with any medical information, and you go to your doctor and you discuss the pros and cons, the risks and the rewards. Okay, there's huge risk associated with being obese. There's huge risk associated with being diabetic and letting your blood glucose run amok. Increased risk for cancer, increased risk for adverse cardiac events. You know, you think about all the comorbidities that come with obesity, like sleep apnea, hypertension, all these things that tax our bodies. So might there be an increased risk? Perhaps. But that's why these watchdog agencies, that's why the FDA, the EMA, that's why we monitor these things post-market. Stay tuned for more information.